Here in video 2, I wanted to actually go through an example of the process of the guide here. And I did want to notate too, we did notice that one of our action flags was off in the PDF, and we have made that adjustment. So what is the most prominent emotion you are experiencing today or in the past few days that you would like to shift from unconscious reaction to conscious response? So this is starting to be aware that our emotional state dictates our vibration that we're putting off. And it helps to be aware of these emotions because many people have emotions going on almost all the time that they're not aware of, and it's draining their energy field drastically. So I'm going to use anger as the example here because in these times that we're going through, there's a lot of anger going on these days. And anger is connected to the liver as well. So once that anger is recognized, then it says, when is the first time you remember experiencing that emotion? So what I mean by that is that I want you to take time to close your eyes and go into the anger or whatever emotion it is. I would like for you to ask it, what message are you trying to send me? Because I happen to feel that the emotions were designed to be a message center. And from a higher perspective, we were designed to process these emotions. So part of the processing is seeing that the present day situation that's creating the emotion may possibly be just showing you that you are carrying that emotion and it's ready to release. So I like to say that emotional situations in the present really has very little to do with the present. It has to do with the accumulation of similar situations throughout your whole life. So this is why we want to pay attention to these emotions. So once it's recognized, okay, I'm experiencing anger because there's so much distrust going on in the world right now. Now I want to sit and I want to go into when the very first time that I felt something similar to that. When I close my eyes and I go into that, I remember possibly the first time that I didn't feel like I had choice. And I go back to where maybe I was 14 years old and I had a brother that was 13 years older than me that could physically manage me. And so from time to time, he would hold me on the ground, like brothers do in playing, but I would experience complete helplessness. And then, of course, he would ask me to tap out. And so I'd have to hit the grounds for him to let me go. And I remember that would just like really, truly enrage me when I felt like I didn't have options. So see, I use the present moment to go back and to forgive and heal the trauma with my brother, to remind myself that kids just play and that this is part of the process and that I don't have to still carry that anger toward him for those type of adolescent experiences. That's my choice. The one true free will that we have is our perception, and we can change our perception at any point in time. So see, I want to go into love at that time and send my brother and 14-year-old Alexander so much love and compassion. And then I want to start going through different times to where I might have felt a similar anger to other people. And I want to thank them for being my teacher, not be a victim, not throw blame toward them, but to thank them that they were trying to help me to release something that I've had bottled up, which is anger. So see, here I'm wearing my speak your truth, speak it to the wind, the sky, the trees, speak it when no one's listening. Get the vibrations out, but our verbiage affects other people very, very much. So it's important to speak our truth, but it's not always important to speak that truth to other people directly. Get the vibration out. So as I go through that forgiveness of remembering my brother doing that to me when I was 14, then I go into what is the polar opposite emotion of anger. And that would have to be compassion. Compassion, love. And so that's what I was saying, that I go into that space while I'm holding my brother and 14-year-old Alexander in my vision. I actually activate love and compassion to feel it, not to just think it, but to feel it. And I send it to my brother and to 14-year-old Alexander. And then I will come up my time frame to maybe another person that I feel like did me wrong, that created anger in me. And I look for the lesson in it. I look to see what I learned and take the blame away. Once again, take the judgment away and thank them for being my teacher. Because once we learned the lesson, we needed the teacher to help us. So then we'll write down our present emotion. We'll write down, what we connected to in our past, and then we'll write down that opposite emotion. Now, throughout the day, anytime you have an experience of something that someone says or does that brings up anger in you, then I want you to take time to take some breaths, to close your eyes for just a few moments when you have time, and to go back into that, sending that person that same love and compassion that you sent yourself, or I sent myself and my brother in my earlier practice. And so, see, this becomes a practice day in and day out, to where when you experience the so-called negative emotion, you balance it out by focusing on a true opposite feeling, not thought. So I hope that this helps to clear up um, the process that we're going to be going through. And we've done our best. And I want to thank Claire for her help with all of this work. She was wonderful. And moving forward, I thank all of you for showing up to work on yourselves. And much love and respect. And please reach out if you have questions.